Hey, I'm making this video again for a second time. I don't know if it's going to sound weird because I have my AirPods in, but this is a 2020 Mercedes-Benz CLA 250. This is not the 4MATIC version, so it's in polar white, the standard white, the cheaper white color that Mercedes offers for this car. Coming to the front end, you do have the revised styling for 2020 for the CLA, which is actually really nice. You still have this that most Mercedes actually still have, and it's like a genuine CLA look. Because when you look at this car, it still looks like a CLA. You have chrome trim down here, have your grille. These are the sensors for the Mercedes pre-collision, and so is this thing here. And this is also for like the radar or something. And here's your tow hook. For 2020, all CLAs do come standard with LED headlights. There is an available adaptive LED headlight upgrade. This one does not have it. This is your LED daytime running light and your turn signal. This is your LED low beam, LED high beam, and this is also a part of the daytime running light. And as you see on the inside, it says Mercedes high performance. I mean, not Mercedes, but it says LED high performance. Coming to your wheels, these are 225 45 R18, so 18-inch alloy wheels. These are standard on the CLA, and so is this polar white color. I mean, it could look, if the car's in a different color, these wheels may look better in my opinion, but they get the job done. Okay, and it comes standard on Michelin Primacy tires, so that's great, I guess. As you can see, it has the signed, I don't know if you can see that, but the signed initials in the windshield. It has your wiper blades, which you can't see from inside the car at all. This one does have a half panoramic sunroof, which is great. And then the rest of it is white, which I think the whole roof should be black, but can't change that. The mirrors on the 2020 CLA are power folding and heated and adjustable. The last generation did not have that. This car does not have Mercedes smart key, not keyless entry or whatever you call it, keyless go. I know this one has keyless start, but not keyless go. So you have to actually use the physical fob. And for 2020, they did change the key fob. But this is the Mercedes new key fob for all their cars anyway. Coming to the rear, looks just like a baby CLS in my opinion. Looks very nice. It does, however, have fake exhaust tips. These are not real. The real exhaust tips are actually under there somewhere. As you can see, it does have these Mercedes bumper, I don't know what they are, but I think they're bumper bar. I don't know what they are. This car doesn't have rear cross traffic alert, so they're there for no freaking reason. And it does have the chrome thing down here and this, as I said, fake exhaust tip and your rear reflectors and your CLA 250 badge. It does not have 4MATIC, if it did, it would be right there. These are full LED tail lamps. The turn signal is here. The reverse lamps are here, but it's not this whole piece. It's just half of it. Coming to the trunk, which will not open because the car's not unlocked. The backup camera is also hidden inside of here, so when you put the car in reverse, it'll come out of there. Yeah, so, and your third LED high-mounted rear brake lamp is in that back window. This car does have the beige interior. Coming to this, it's a locking fuel filler cap, so it won't be unlocked unless you get in. Unless you unlock the doors. I think this car takes premium fuel. I'm not sure. When you unlock the doors, as you can see, I don't know if the LED is going to come on yet because it's not nighttime. But as you can see, the mirrors did unpower fold. And, yeah. But I don't think I showed you the turn signal. So, there's the LED signal in the front. Coming to the rear, it also does have, as I said, LED front and rear turn signals. Anyways, before I was really interrupted, coming back to the car, as I showed you, this car does take premium fuel. And this one does not have Mercedes smart key. You have to hit the unlock button. The mirrors power fold out and, has Mercedes frameless windows. This one has the premium package, so it has the blind spot information, the heated front seats, and all the other stuff, which I think the heated front seats are an option. Coming to the door panel, you do have stitched black leather at the top. You have white stitched leather down here. Let me get this key out of the way. You do have your lock and unlock, which you can also unlock and lock from the back door. You do have plated door handles, this grab handle, memory seats for the driver and passenger, heated front seats. You do have your piece for your power folding mirrors, your auto window adjustment, and your trunk release and your door lock. So coming to your kit plates, these are not illuminated, which is a CLA, so I don't expect them to be illuminated at all. You do have piano black here, these really cool vents that light up at night, which is amazing. Your auto full LED headlamps, which also look amazing. And it's a knob now, it's no longer the little turning thing. Your rear fog light, your parking brake, and your gauge dimmer. So stepping in, has a normal Mercedes And when you get in, the window goes up, da-da-da-da. Coming in, you do have your Mercedes dual screen system. This car is absolutely disgusting, so we're going to move these clothes out of the way. You do have your Mercedes dual screen system, and those are what the full LED headlights will look like if this car has an option. You have your turn signal stock right here, which was updated for this model year of car, which I think looks way better than since it was updated. Coming over here, you can start the Mercedes system from here. You have your radio. This one does not have the upgraded Burmester sound system in it, which I think this standard sound system sounds amazing. There are no knobs to turn the radio down. You just have this controller here. And this is your dynamic button here. But once again, coming to the steering wheel, you do have your cruise control and your controls for your center display up there. Turn it on. And your blind spot monitoring and your... I forgot to mention the ambient lighting that will come on when you turn the car on. Once again, coming to your steering, you have your cruise control here. You have your wiper stock here with your LED turn signals. You have your shifter, which when you put the car in reverse, yeah, the car has to be on in order for the back of your camera to come on. But once again, coming to your the right side of your wheel, you have your volume controls, your Bluetooth settings for your devices, and all that extra happiness over there. You do have a full LED LCD screen. It's a 10.1-inch screen. You have to get the premium package in order to get these two screens. If you don't, you'll have a smaller 7.1-inch display up here for this. So once again, coming to the screen, this is the Mercedes MBU Tech interface. This is also on the CLA. This is also debuted on the newly coming out A-Class. You have your auto start disable over here. You can turn that on, turn that off. When you can start the engine up, I don't know if I'm going to start the car up. I might as well. It's not going to hurt anything to start the car up. So when you turn the car on, you do have your Mercedes dinging and all that extra crap. It dings, it beeps, blind spot, all the other crap. The auto start is on. When you come here, you do have the dynamic display, which will change the mode that the car is in. You have Eco, Comfort, Sport, and Individual. Most of the time it's in Comfort, which is perfectly fine. This car isn't powerful, so I don't understand why anybody would actually try to go powerful in this car, because it's not that powerful. You do have your climate controls down here, which you don't have to really touch any of this because the car can do all this for you from the voice controls. Such as, and I could demonstrate that later. Coming down here, you do have your new touchpad for the Mercedes, which is also part of the new MBU Tech's display. You have this pad right here for the rest of your arm when you're using it, which I would prefer if that would have been kind of black to match this black here, but I see where they're coming when they try to mix up the black. Down here, you do have your ambient lighting that goes all the way down here. You have your dual storage center console with a phone in there, and this car also has Mercedes wireless charging, which was an option for this model year. Exactly, so it'll tell you on the screen wireless charging has started, if you can see that. Yeah, you have your door opening here. So coming here, you push this button and this goes to car. This controls your braking assist, your attention assist, your ESP. You can turn that on sensitive or standard. You have your vehicle, like dynamic select, individual configuration, request at start. I keep pushing the wrong buttons. You have your auto seat adjustment for easy entry exit. We can turn that on right now. You have your rear view camera, which you can open the camera cover. Not going to do that. You have your light, your ambient lighting display. This car does have the ambient light package, which gives you 64 different ways to activate the lights, the lighting in general. You have the color, any color that you want. You can do multicolor, but we keep it on purple because it looks the best. You have your brightness, which I don't know why it wasn't at 100%, but it's at 100% now. You have your brightness zones where you can separate the zones, like the ambiance. You can have that lower, the accent 0%, and the vents. You can also have that a different color. Okay, so now we're done with that. Back to the interior. Over here you have your nav and your map button, but this car does not have navigation on it, so you don't have that. You have your radio and media, which this car does have Bluetooth audio. And in order for you to use Apple CarPlay in this car, joke is you have to go to Mercedes dealer and get a dongle that plugs into your phone that goes in here, which is very stupid in my opinion, which I think it should automatically have Apple CarPlay. Coming over here, you have a damped glove box with all your information. It's not felt lined here, but it is up here, which I guess makes sense. Coming to the passenger side, you do have the ambient lighting that goes all the way around. You can lock and unlock the doors from here and there. You have your passenger heated front seat over here with also your memory settings. Coming up here, you had an auto dimming rear view mirror, and you also have an auto dimming driver's side mirror. That mirror over there is not auto dimming, which is weird. You have a power outlet here, your air conditioning controls here. You have your shifter here, which when you put the car in reverse, your backup camera comes up, and there's two different angles. There's a wide view angle, and then there's this angle. I mean, same thing. When you put the car in park, also the emergency brake comes on. I'm pretty sure the parking brake comes on. Yeah, it'll come on when you pull like that. And when you pull it, the car kind of like lifts up in the rear. It's kind of weird, but you put it like, once again, in reverse. You have a backup camera. You can also hear the camera cover opening. This thing is, the mirrors don't tilt down when you put the car in reverse, so that's kind of weird. Once again, you do have your vents, and your materials do follow through with the trunk release over here. And I don't know if you can see, but this car does have the LED headlights, like I said. Coming up here, you have your map lights, which gradually get brighter, and those are amazing at night. You have your reading lamps, which I was looking for hours for. It turns out they're under the rearview mirror for both the driver and passenger. And coming to the roof, you have this gigantic panoramic sunroof. Well, it's not gigantic because it's not like it goes all the way to the back seat, but it's a pretty large size sunroof. It's not a full closed cover. I mean, it still lets some form of light come through, but it's just there to stop like excessive sun, I guess you could say. Yeah, and here's the passenger side seat. Looks exactly like the driver, but we can go back to that and I can show you guys the sunroof. It goes all the way back to the back seat. Not gonna open that all the way up because it's raining and I don't want rain to get in here, so we'll close that back up. Going to the back seat, I'll show you that the back seat space could be a lot better. It's not that huge. Could be bigger, honestly, in my opinion. You do have your rain sensing windshield wipers on this car, and everybody knows that Mercedes cars automatically have those rain sensing wipers. And the wipers on this car look weird to me. They've just always looked weird. Like, I can't get over it. Anyways, so coming over here, once again, you do have your rear fog light, which I will turn on the headlights. And the way the headlights come on, they don't like pop on, they like fade in and out slowly. I don't know if you can see them fading, like they fade in and out. I'll do that. I'll pop on the rear fog. So there's a lot of stuff on that side. I'll go to the other side. Once again, your LED tail light. So coming over to this side, door panel materials do follow through back here. Once again, it is a frameless rear window. You have automatic up down rear windows for all four windows. You have your lock and unlock back here for the rear seat passenger. And these seats that came on the last generation CLA are still on this gen CLA, which I think looks very nice. When you step in, the step-in height is very low. You might bang your head. I'm 6'1" and I've hit my head 8 times already. Coming back here, knee room, I could ride back here for 30 minutes, but not for more than 30 minutes. You do have your air seat vents back here. The lights do not follow through, but I don't expect that. You have those USB volts, not USB volts, but USB outlets back here. You have a rear center armrest with cup holders, as a Mercedes does. Yeah, you have your rear map lights back here for passengers, and you also have rear coat hangers, rear coat hooks, and the panoramic sunroof, which it doesn't follow through to the back seat, which is okay. But the view from back here, the interior looks really nice in the front. No rear heated seats. You do have rear and back pockets back here. And the center floor right here is actually really high, so therefore this car is only meant for 4 people. So, close that door. Then we'll open the trunk. You see the full LED headlights, and this car does have the LED license plate bulb. So when you open the trunk, you just push that in. The trunk is big enough for the kind of class that this car comes in. It's nothing outstanding. You do have your trunk release and whatever. Yeah, and this is where the backup camera is. So yeah, that'll come out when you close the door. Once you're coming back into the driver's seat, I can show you guys the outside of the car. I can turn on the headlights are already on, and I can activate the flashers so you can see how that looks. So closing that door, the car doesn't honk, thank God, because I hate that. Here are your low beam headlights in the front. I can also turn on the high beams. I should have done that before I even did anything, but those are the low beams, and it has the LED front turn signals. You have your LED signal in your side view mirror, which flashes on this side of the car at night, which is kind of weird. Coming to the rear, you do have rear LED turn signals and your rear fog light, which is right there. The thing that I hate when people drive with those on, because that's so annoying. If it's not foggy here, don't have it on. And I could flick the high beams on real quick. Those are actually really bright. Didn't close the door all the way. Yeah. You have your LED low beams and LED high beams, and the LED low beams are pretty adequate enough at night themselves. We don't need to use our high beams at all. We haven't used the high beams at all yet. Stepping back inside of the car, the interior of this car is very, 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 very warm. This, in my opinion, is a very amazing car, honestly. Mercedes literally has outdone themselves. This car, yeah, once again, the folding mirror button, it folds your mirrors in and out. So, yeah. And this car also, since it has the MBU Text center display, it has the feature where you can go, "Hey, Mercedes,
how may I help you?
Turn on heated seat."
I'm switching on
she'll
the
activate
seat heating.
the seat heating. She can close the sunroof, all this other stuff. This car has navigation, but it doesn't have the map media, which is hence why it says that on the display right there. The vents, this is soft touch here. This metal piece is here. This car has $0 like upgrades. The interior isn't an upgrade. This upgrade for this MBTEX leather it's not really leather, but it's like their imitation leather. That's free, and the polar white exterior color is also free. The door panel and the interior, everything in here has quality fit and finish. At night, it has LED logo projectors under the mirrors and also under both doors for the driver and passenger. The blind spot information and all that other stuff is an option on the premium package. So this car has the features that it has because of the premium package. The panoramic sunroof is standard across every CLA, no matter what trim, what features, what options, what packages. The wireless charging is not, that's an option. And the other stuff, that's not an option. This car doesn't have, and I think I mentioned that already, it does not have the smart key entry access, but it does have the keyless go on it. So that's kind of weird that it has keyless go, but not the other stuff. Once again, the backup camera, this is also a very high quality backup camera in my opinion. I've never seen a backup camera more high quality than this. Like, just the quality of this backup camera is amazing. Mercedes has outdone themselves once again with this car. It reminds me of the new S-Class, really. Well, not the new S-Class, but the S-Class in general, except the stuff is a little more pedestrian. It's not more pedestrian, but it's more for the normal man, like average family. These steering wheel buttons here are touch sensitive, so they can control like the screens and stuff that are up here, all that extra. You can change all these to dials, clocks, resets, route schedule, the radio, all that extra stuff if you wanted to. Here, over here on this side of the screen, you do have the fact that it's sensing the cars in front of you and it tells you how far it is. That's for the pre-collision system, and it's sensing the Nissan in front. So that's what that is for. Once again, coming to the radio. The screen is actually very nice. The radio, it has HD radio, but it never actually wants to operate itself. You can change the bass. It goes all the way up to 10. It's at 1 because the Spotify that I use, the bass is already turned all the way up, so it like thumps the car to death, and that's not good. Yep. Yeah, that's literally not good. But once again, you turn the auto start stop off. This car has the power plant under this car. This is the 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. It's a decent dual clutch for Mercedes. This car has, oh, I did not mean to put it in neutral. But anyways, this car has a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine. This car is front-wheel drive. You can get it in all-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive is not an option for this car at all. This engine has like 221 horsepower, I want to say. I think that's 18 or 16 over the previous outgoing model. Which, I mean, does it get up and go? Not really. Once you get on it, it'll go. But from like a stop and you forward, it's like, I'll take my time. I think 0 to 60 for this car is in like 6.8 seconds, 6.8, around that 6-second time. As far as fuel economy goes, we've had this car for 2 days. It had a full tank. We've had this car since Friday. Saturday. We just got it yesterday. It had a full tank. Now we're below. We're at a half tank now, which, I mean, all the driving that we've done, I guess you could say that that's adequate. This car does have a leather wrap steering wheel, which I'm back to the wheel again. You actually do have rear paddle shifters here. You can go manual manual everything, but as everybody knows, Mercedes hates allowing people to do what they want to do. As you put that back in park. This car does not have front fog lamps. The headlights are not adaptive, but it does have those sweet, nice LEDs in the front, which is nice. And the LEDs don't like pop out. They fade in and out. The mirror, as I stated before, is auto dimming. You do have black. These vanity mirrors are black, and the bulb up there is LED. Black leather to match the black headliner, which is amazing. And this piano black trim, I expect in a few years to be very scratched up and very dented and very disgusting overall. There's no cubby thing that covers this. That's just open 24/7. You do have your two cup holders here, which are pretty big. They can fit an average size coffee cup. And it's a very good car in my opinion. I actually really like it, honestly. I buy this over anything else? No. No. This is much better than the new 3 Series with the crappy gesture control. Better than all of those other cars. I think Mercedes has actually really outdone themselves with this, especially this being stitched here. You'd think it wouldn't be stitched. The steering wheel in this car is not heated. It's a heated steering wheel for this car is an option, which, I mean, here, no need for a heated steering wheel. It's not like it gets cold every day. The heated seats in this car work very well. The passenger does have their own heated seat, and I'm sorry if I keep using in and out. I'm using my iPhone 11 that has the wide angle display, and I think that just looks better for this video. You do have the adjustable thigh support here for your seats. I don't know how to get it to come back out, but well, we'll put that in. You do have your power lumbar down here, which in and back. This car also does have Mercedes. If you go to the comfort setting, it has Mercedes Seat Comfort, which is Mercedes Seat Kinetics, and it moves the seat around while you're driving. It's not a massage function, but it continuously moves the seat so that you're as relaxed as possible while you're driving this car. It gets annoying at a certain point because it's like the seats continuously keeps moving and it's very agitating. Very, 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 very agitating. This song is also very agitating. Turn that off. So, going to info, you have your engine, your vehicle, your fuel consumption, and all that other stuff. The seat is still moving, so it's about to go off. Thank you, goodbye. And when you turn that off, the seat will go back to its other position. As you can see, I think when you have this and the headlights are on, yeah, this thing follows the headlights. So if the headlights are on, that's on. I don't think it does with the high beams. It does not. But yeah, overall, it's just a very great car. You can see the phone is charging. I don't understand why the wireless charging goes in and out at certain times. It's weird and it's agitating. You have your fuel consumption. This car has been averaging 26.7 miles per gallon. Well, you do have your operator's manual up here, which comes on while you're parked only. It won't work while the car is in motion. You can see the operator manual. You can do quick start messages. And this is it. These are the messages that we've got. The vehicle moving away. Key not detected. May no longer be in the vehicle. You cannot start the engine. Yeah, we've done that because we took the key out of the car. Quick tips, you have adjusting the seats, entering children in the vehicle, entering a navigation setting, switching on the lights, wipers, all that other stuff, which is actually really good. So if you lose your owner's manual, it's right in here. It does have Bluetooth. Haven't used it yet. Well, somebody's phone is connected, but I don't use it. I just use it to Bluetooth my music for the past 25 minutes that we had this car. When you go through the screen here, you can switch the themes here. You can go from trip to experience, and experience turns auto start stop off automatically, and it changes it over to this kind of, gauge display. It's not like this. Yeah, it changes it over. So the auto start stops off, and it changes the interior color from that bright purple to orange. But we keep it on trip because it looks the best. Well, not this, but it just looks better over here. You can also turn that off, like on the right side of the wheel, and you can change it to be a tachometer if you wanted to. Change it to be a tachometer. I mean, you don't need a tach. You don't have to have a tachometer, but you can also change the middle part of it to to your driver's assistant, so to be in the middle instead of like on the outside, which looks better that it's in the middle than over here, because now you actually have a visual tachometer. You have your favorites, you have efficiency, you can set up assistant, which I don't know what that was. It will walk you through the steps in the system of the car. You have the Mercedes Me and apps. It's not connected. You can browse the web in here, but for some reason I haven't had anything to be able to work in here. It just says page not available. It has 4G and it has all that other stuff, but it just won't work for me. I don't know why. It just says website error occurred. So going over to, that's about it. I'm not going to go over the whole thing of this car because honestly it's not mine. Not going to have it for that long. I'm just wanting to show because I haven't really seen any videos of it online yet, because most people actually don't record videos of this car. But I mean, she can open and close this big gigantic sunroof shade. I prefer to keep it open halfway at least, because I mean not halfway but all the way, because it lets light in here because of the black headliner. If this car had a black headliner and black seats, the interior would be dark, and that's not good. But most people get confused by this shifter over here, and I would see why. When it goes from, you have to go all the way up for reverse, down for drive, halfway up for neutral, and this vehicle rolling away, which everybody knows, and then you have to push in the side for park. They changed it for the for the older models, because the older models, it just used to be like, it used to be bigger than these. They changed the turn signal stock. I really do like the signals down in this car. 3 taps to blink, whatever you call it. The high beams in this car, they're probably bright because we tested them out last night. Have your mirror controls once again, and you can also lock and unlock the doors from the rear seat. I don't think I showed that, but you can do a lot of things with this car. Then you can have this light here flashes when you actually do have the flashers on. You can change to auto climate control, which we're going to go right back off because it's going to get very loud in here. So no, we're not going to do that. So let me go to the climate control and turn the auto feature off because I don't have time for that. And change the fan speed down. This AC in this car is very confusing. When you go up here to the climate control, if it's lit up, that means it's on. But when it's not, like if it's not lit up, it's off. So when you turn it on, it does make a lot of noise. And so that's actually weird. So coming down here, you do have your pad for this. It moves around and everything. You can do nav, telephone. You can go home by pushing this button and everything. But yeah, I think that concludes the interior of the review of this car, the whole review. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back with another video. Ciao.